sure, Formula One is known for the drama.
Oh, sorry about that. Brakes are really cold.
There's no guarantee.
The speed and, pollination, apparently.
Genau. Und eben mit dem Rüssel geht sie dann rein und saugt.
But let's be honest, the real reason we keep coming back isn't just for the races, it's for the moments that make us laugh out loud. Today we're diving into the side that proves these drivers aren't just world-class athletes, they're world-class entertainers. And with over a century of history, the pinnacle of motorsport has gifted us non-stop laughs. So buckle up for 10 of the funniest, craziest moments. And who knows, I might be cooking up a part 2. Kimi Räikkönen, the king of unintentional humor. Whether he's drunk on ice cream or, well, just plain drunk. Kimi has mastered the subtle art of not giving a fuck, creating iconic moments without even trying. But no moment captures the essence of the Iceman better than his antics at the 2006 Brazilian GP. You know Pelé, right? Top 5 goal scorer in history, Brazil's top scorer for decades. Yeah, basically the GOAT before the term even existed. Well, Pelé came to the grid that day to honor Michael Schumacher, planning to present him a special gift and greet all the drivers along the way. However, as the cameras rolled and he stood waiting, there was one notable absence. Yeah, a flying fin. This led to Martin Brundle famously chasing him down for an explanation. And when he finally caught up with the McLaren driver, the punchline was delivered.
Kimi, you missed the presentation by Pelé.
Yeah.
Will you get over it?
Yeah, I was having a shoot.
What made it even funnier was how this moment, this stupid exchange, overshadowed the presence of a football legend and the retirement of a motorsport icon. In any case, it just represented peak Iceman behavior. Honest, dry, and real. The truth is, Brazil seems to bring out his best, should I say, stand-up shows? Take 2012 for example, when Kimi went off track during the Brazilian GP and ended up on an old escape road.
Kimi Räikkönen looks to be trying to find a route home early.
To be fair, there used to be a shortcut there that led back to the track, and Kimi, being practical, remembered it. What he didn't realise was that the gate had been closed off years earlier. And then there's Abu Dhabi. Driving for Lotus, Kimi suddenly took the lead after Hamilton's DNF.
Our race leader going very slowly indeed, and once again it looks like something mechanical.
But while dealing with the intense pressure at Yas Marina, his race engineer, Simon Rennie, chimed in with some advice the Finn didn't ask for.
Okay, Kimi, next car behind you is Alonso. Alonso 5 seconds behind you. I'll keep you updated on the gap.
Leave me alone, I know what to do.
Of course, the story didn't end there. Later in the race, Simon spoke up again. Kimi's response?
Okay, Kimi, we need to keep working all 4 tyres, please. Keep working all.
Yes, I'm doing all the time. We don't have to remind everything.
Simply the best. But let me ask you a question. Is there any driver even funnier than the Iceman? You guessed it. Your favourite Aussie, Daniel Ricciardo. Whether he's taking a shower.
Is that Tailst? Oh, cheapest. Sorry, guys.
Making someone else take a shower.
That's for last year.
Or somehow convincing others to take a shower with him. Daniel has demonstrated time and time again that he's as entertaining off track as he is on it.
Holy mac and cheese balls.
Best example, Silverstone 2022. Before the race, McLaren teammates Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo were invited by British television to entertain the crowd with a little friendly competition. The challenge?
All you need to do is race to Matt Baker, who's holding up the brolly there, our presenter of Any Driven Monday. It's not that far.
Well, always remember kids, big balls are no joke.
Lando Norris has stacked it down the main straight. Here comes Ricciardo, it's going to be
Poor Norris. With crashes like that, winning a championship will be tough. Still, fans couldn't get enough of the moment, flooding social media with hilarious reactions. Crazy, huh? And if you think watching the clip was funny, just look at this picture. Seriously, take a second to appreciate everyone's expressions. Absolute comedy gold. Anyway, his approach goes even further. Daniel's antics extend to every corner of the paddock.
Hey, get out of here. Here we go.
Get out of here.
Including the moment he introduced the world to the shoey. According to Wikipedia, it's a tradition that has roots in Australian culture. What a surprise! And was first popularised in motorsport by Jack Miller in 2016 after his MotoGP win. But since then, it's Ricciardo who's taken the shoey to the next level. How? By getting everyone to take part in this strange ritual. From teammates to rivals, even presenters like Martin Brundle, famous actors like Sir Patrick Stewart, or even Gerard Butler. Yeah, the one who saved the president in the film. Isn't that cool?
So I hear Mr. Butler does not drink alcohol. I respect that completely. But I believe he's going to drink some Red Bull out of my shoe right now. So you've got to be kidding me. I hate you. Okay.
This turned the moment from a small local tradition into a cultural phenomenon. And talking about cultural phenomenons, I'm pretty sure you're going to remember this one. Lando Norris isn't just one of the most talented drivers on the grid, he's also a dog toy. Hope his career aspirations work out better than his attempt to free himself from the dog's mouth. And sure, we talked about Pele earlier, but let's be honest, Lando is the real baller. Seriously, you cannot hate the guy. He's got that rare talent for making fans laugh while stealing hearts at the same time. One example, Hungary 2023. After dazzling us with overtakes like this,
Get away, the two Brits go wheel to wheel. Verstappen has the lead, then it's Piastri, then it's Lando Norris.
or this.
The two McLarens wheel to wheel, and Norris's outlap absolutely outstanding.
He secured a hard-earned podium finish. At this point, you'd think the most difficult part of his day was over, but if you've followed Lando's career, you know he's a bit of a breaking streak in his past. So the moment arrived, and he celebrated in his usual style, slamming the champagne bottle onto the podium stand. A harmless tradition, huh? Not this time. The impact from the slam made Verstappen's $40,000 porcelain trophy wobble and fall off the podium, breaking into countless pieces. The look on Lando's face says it all. Part oops, and part should I run now? Meanwhile, Max's reaction was calm, almost as if he expected it. In any case, Max eventually got a new trophy, but the moment became one of the funniest podium fails ever. However, let's not forget Lando's other talents, like his knack for turning team radios into the voice auditions. In 2019, when the FP3 was underway in Austin, Norris unexpectedly started singing.
And radio check, please. I'm moving up and down, side to side, like a roller coaster.
And if you thought this was just a one-hit wonder, think again. He brought his musical talents back at Mugello.
And radio check. It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday then. Saturday, Sunday. What? Yeah, it's okay.
Impressive. So love him or laugh at him, you can't deny Lando Norris has a charm and chaos combo that's hard to beat, but not all drivers can say the same. Think about Mr. Strulovic, for example. Lance Stroll's career is a bit like pineapple on pizza. And I know what you're thinking. Unlike Kimi, Daniel, or Lando, Mr. Strulovic is funny for entirely different reasons. Fast forward to Monaco 2021. You want to know two things that makes this track so unique on the calendar? It's local broadcasting and its lack of overtaking. On one side, you've got the Monaco TV crew in charge of the broadcast, and on the other, you've got one of the tightest circuits, where overtakes are like unicorn sightings. With that said, enter Sebastian Vettel, fresh out the pits and driving straight into an intense wheel-to-wheel battle with Pierre Gasly. Right behind him, Lewis Hamilton was waiting for any chance to capitalize on the fight ahead. It was the kind of actions fans live for. Fast, on the edge, and full of skill. The cameras should have been glued to this drama, but in a moment of truly inexplicable genius, the broadcast cut away to...
What has happened? We need to know who's going to come out in front as we see Lance Stroll hitting the barrier and going over the curb.
Hell nah, you gotta be joking.
How did that happen? How did that happen?
It wasn't Lance's fault, of course, but the absurdity of cutting to him during such a crucial moment turned this into an unforgettable memory. But while Monaco was full of random surprises, the real shit show came later that year in Sochi. See, as the race was coming to an end, the rain got heavier, making it harder for drivers to stay on track. Teams scrambled to make the right calls, and that's when his engineer asked an important question.
Can you stay out on this condition? Can you stay out? Yes!
Within seconds, Lance not only lost control of his car, but also pushed Vettel into the wall.
That's his teammate, Lance Stroll, just ahead of him. Whoa! And Stroll, wandering over to the left-hand side, puts his teammate into the wall.
And slid straight into Pierre Gasly's Alpha Tauri.
Oh! And that might have been an earlier moment with Pierre Gasly.
Textbook comedy. The irony is that he'd shown flashes of brilliance before, like his heroic pole position in Turkey 2020.
Can he dislodge his teammate Sergio Perez from pole position? Stroll crosses the line, and he does go pole!
This race was a stark reminder that, for Mr. Strulovic, things can quickly swing the other way, which brings us to Brazil 2024. This time, the hilarity started before the race even began. As the cars made their way through the formation lap at Interlagos, everything seemed normal until...
As he was making his right, no, he just lost it under braking. Wow.
Just locked the rears.
Stroll had already made himself the main character. Embarrassing? Absolutely. However, no harm done, right? He could still rejoin the track. It was just the formation lap. Plenty of time to recover and turn things around. Do you think he did that? Think again.
You can reverse. You're going to have to come into the pit lane. Lance, enter the pit lane when we come back.
Booster.
For a fact, this is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen, not only in motorsport, but in my life. Like, spinning out in wet conditions, okay, it happens. But getting beached while trying to rejoin the track afterwards, that's beyond human comprehension. Somehow, through it all, Lance continues to be one of the most resilient drivers on the grid. Of course, thanks to Daddy's cash. But you know who's also resilient? Like, actually in a good way. Lewis Hamilton may be a 7-time world champion and a motorsport icon, but even he's had moments that feel like they're straight out of a sitcom. Consider what happened during the 2014 Australian Grand Prix. As Hamilton made his way to the paddock, you'd assume everyone would recognize him. Well, apparently, one guard completely missed the memo. What happened next? Watch to believe it.
Where's his past to get through Bernie's?
I couldn't stop laughing at the time, thinking, how bad have you got to be at your job to let that happen? Anyway, that's not the Brits' last random moment. Fast forward to 2021 in Hungary, after a chaotic first lap under wet conditions.
Because it's lights out and away we go, and Hamilton does get away very well indeed. And there goes Lando Norris down the inside. Bottas has dropped 3 or 4 places, and there's Lando Norris touched, and into each other goes Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez.
Yeah, pretty sure you remember that one. A red flag was waved. And by the time the race restarted, the track had dried. Every single driver decided to pit for slick tyres. Every single one, except Sir Lewis Hamilton. As the lights went out, his sight alone on the grid was surreal. It almost felt like a glitch.
Only the race leader is the only driver who's not come into the pit lane to change tyres.
Unfortunately, as entertaining as it was, the strategy didn't pan out. Hamilton pitted 1 lap later, rejoining the race at the back of the field.
Am I last?
Yeah, 8th in this.
But with the odds stacked against him, Lewis did what Lewis does best.
Come on, guys. Get on it for the rest of the race, all right?
As there goes Lewis Hamilton on Antonio Giovinazzi. He needs to clear a few cars to get near Max Verstappen. He get past Danny Ricciardo as well. That will be double bubble if you're Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes, and the undercut.
He took control, pulling off a brilliant recovery drive that saw him fight his way back to an astonishing 2nd place.
Lewis Hamilton from 14th comes back to finish on the podiums. Oh, très bien.
Conclusion? Don't mess with him. Who's the first driver that comes to mind when you think of Lewis? Maybe a certain Spaniard? Fernando Alonso's sense of humor is, to put it lightly, different gravy. From bizarre celebrations to top-tier TikToks. Or now his iconic advice to leave a space.
Okay, he pushed me off the track. I think you have to leave a space. All the time you have to leave a space.
He has definitely delivered some of the best moments. But if you thought those were funny, just wait until we go back to the 2009 Hungarian GP. Well, the quali to be more exact. As you probably know, in F1, precision is everything. During the final stages of the session, the timing screen suddenly went blank. And not just a little glitch, blank like your school maths tests. With no way to see their lap times, drivers were completely clueless about their results. Confusion took over, and then questions started flying.
I don't know, mate. Which time you did? 22.5. 21.5. 22.5. Me 21.5. But I don't know in which position I am.
Finally, after Alonso was told he got pole, he just shrugged and smiled, like, okay, I'll take it.
Pole position per Fernando Alonso, 18ª pole position della carriera.
It's one of those moments that fans remember because how strange it was. As strange as this commercial.
Hey dude, I feel so confident speaking like an American.
Me too, can't wait to eat a hot dog. I'm totally psyched, American bro. Woo!
Alright, maybe not as strange as that. All I can say is, thank goodness we have more places in America to enjoy great races, like Brazil for example. In 2015, during qualifying, Fernando's car broke down early on, but instead of getting angry, he grabbed a deck chair, sat by the track, and relaxed, like he was sunbathing. It perfectly captured Alonso's ability to find humour even in tough situations. Even McLaren CEO Ron Dennis said, "Subscribe to make me happy." Ha, just kidding. Nevertheless, the goal was to never repeat that moment again. I mean, the team hoped that the moment would never happen again, but the next year during FP2, his car gave up again. And you know, most drivers would have just gone back to the garage, annoyed. But not this guy.
Is that one of the cameramen? He's got one of the camera guys down there.
The result? Well, let's just say it wasn't exactly Hollywood quality.
He's rubbish. What's he doing?
Yeah, better stick to driving, my man. But hey, if you can't find Checo, I sure can. At the end of the day, he's the ultimate prankster.
It's Sergio Checo Perez!
Bruh.
Over the years, Sergio has proven he's not just a skilled racer, but also a natural entertainer, whether it's through his off-track antics or leaving behind iconic memes.
I say what?
Checo has surely created great moments. Take his legendary team radio during the 2011 Japanese GP as an example. Starting from a tough 17th position, Perez worked his way up with smart tyre management and a flawless two-stop strategy, eventually landing in a strong 8th place. It was an impressive drive for a rookie, but the Mexican decided to add a little comedy into the mix. By the final stages, he was trying to hold that position when he suddenly radioed his team.
I look forward, look forward.
Go to the finish line, keep pushing, go to the line, keep pushing, go to the line.
Oh boy, that's a phrase that can send shockwaves through any garage, instantly raising alarms. However, before Sauber could panic, he quickly followed up with,
I want to talk to you.
The radio burst into laughter, with his engineer replying,
Actually, I made a mistake, Kamui is 4.
Why?
So I got you as well, Checo, okay?
Absolute savage. Years later, that same cheeky charm was on display during the unique Red Bull Challenge in the forest, where drivers had to navigate their way through a balloon popping course. Pierre Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda, struggling with their car, became the first to hit trouble when their vehicle got stuck.
Deeper now.
A swarm of support crew members rushed in to help. As Checo and Max approached the scene, the Mexican driver immediately spotted an opportunity for mischief.
You have to have...
No, we don't have to. But we can.
And it doesn't stop there. Red Bull's challenges have delivered some of the best Checo comedy we've seen, from the tortilla slap challenge to the popping balloons challenge, and who can forget the duck one? By the way, speaking of animals, have you noticed how many have made a surprise appearance over the years? Throughout history, we've seen plenty of animals unexpectedly crash the party. Dogs sprinting onto the track as if they're chasing an invisible stick.
Ja, vi så jo en sånn hund, ikke en samme type.
Birds that couldn't care less about what's happening beneath them. And of course, deer. Tell him, JP.
Oh dear.
Mate, you name it, we've seen it. But no animal, and I mean no animal, has ever come close to the cultural impact of the donkey. See, the 2004 season wasn't kind to Jaguar. The team was struggling to stay competitive, with many even believing that there was a curse after Christian Klien's crash in Monaco that year.
For some reason, and then he toboggans down on it. It's wedged underneath his right front wheel.
Where a $300,000 diamond, yes, a real diamond, mysteriously vanished from his car. By the way, if you want that story, let me know in the comments. It's a wild one. But let's get back to what really matters. In the middle of all this chaos, the team decided they needed something to lift their spirits. Their solution? An unlikely mascot. More specifically, an inflatable donkey inspired by the Shrek character.
Great! I'm the new mascot, so let's really try and
here's the best part. This donkey wasn't just for decoration. It got involved. As a driver? Why not? As an engineer? Plotting strategies for the team. Whatever the role, the donkey was ready for it. But it didn't stop there. It became a grid celebrity, showing up at pre-race events and standing with the team like it belonged there. Sounds crazy, right? But here's the thing. F1, as in life, isn't just about speed and winning trophies. It's also about those funny, weird, and unforgettable moments that make the sport so special. For Jaguar, in one of their hardest seasons, the inflatable donkey stole the show, proving there's always room for a little joy, even in racing. So what did you think of the video? Drop a comment and let me know your favourite part and what made you laugh the most. And for those of you wondering, no, I don't think Daniel Ricciardo's space hopper incident was intentional, but with his sense of humour, who can tell? At the end of the day, it all comes down to being happy, not constantly stressed, focused, or angry all the time. Speaking of which, if you want some heated moments, check out this video. As always, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.